Hello and welcome to this instructional video. Today we are going to be looking at some of the setup options within Career Central. So if I click on Careers Setup, I'm currently logged into the test school. You will see that there are various pages here that we can edit, and that is to customize Career Central for your students and your school. So if I click on Skills and Academic Strengths, the students will see these as a drop-down list when they go to their Skills and Academic Strengths page, and you can see we've got them listed here as Academic Strengths, or if I click on the Type button, they'll be reordered beginning with Other, so Other being the more generic skills. If I click on Edit, you can see that I have the option to select the year level who see that skill, and at the moment I've just gone with all year levels. So I will save that change. But that does give you the option to customize the skills and possibly make them different for the juniors and the seniors. If I go back to my careers setup and I click on personal qualities, again the students will see this as a drop-down list from which they choose their personal qualities, and you can edit those to suit your school. So again, you can choose the year level that sees that quality, you can change the name, and you can also delete and add. So if you want to add a new personal quality, click New Quality, type the name, choose the year level that you'd like to see it, and then save the changes. Just allowing you to customize both the wording and the personal qualities that are listed for your students. So back to Careers Setup, and we go to Career Values. There are quite a number of career values listed here. And once again, you have the option, if I click on Edit, to decide which year levels will see that career value. Some of them may be more appropriate for seniors and not so much for juniors, or you might decide you want to have less options visible for juniors rather than seniors, so allowing you to customize. So tick the year levels that you want to see. The sort order refers to the order in which the students will see it. So number 1 will be seen first, number 2 second, and so on. So all those career values, and you can edit them. If I go back over to Careers Setup, Interest. So these are a series of questions that you can ask the students. Initially set up to inquire about the things that students did in their spare time, things that they were interested in, but you could use this page to gather any sort of information that you would like. Some schools use this to gauge how self-aware students are, for example. If I click on the years at the top there, it will sort it for me, and from year 9 right up to year 13. So for year 9 at the moment, the questions they are being asked are, do you have any interest you'd like to tell us about? What are your favourite hobbies? What do you like to talk about? What magazines do you look at? And so on. And as always, if we edit that question, you can decide which year level sees it, the sort order, and the wording of the question. So once again, sort order referring to which question the students will see first. And if I scroll down, you can see that as we've gone from year 9 to year 13, we're asking slightly more sophisticated questions. So have you ever been so absorbed in something you've lost track of time? What were you doing? What do you consider your greatest strengths and greatest weaknesses? Again, trying to gauge how self-aware the students are. If I go back to Career Setup, My Plans. This is another page that the students see, asking them their plans for the following year or even for that year. And once again, I can order that by clicking the year level at the top. We don't have any options for year 9 and 10 because generally speaking, year 9 and 10 students will be returning to school the following year. But from year 11, they might want to choose one of these options. So I am leaving school at the end of the year. I'm returning to school. I might be leaving school. I'd like to leave school as soon as I can, and so on. And so you can edit all of these options and add or delete them as required. Once you have your students have inputted the data on these, you can search the data via the Lists tab over here. So you can, for example, pull up all the students who have said they'd like to leave school as soon as they can, and that may be a priority group that you want to speak to. Okay, go back to Careers Setup. further education. The students will have a further education page, and on it there are drop-down lists which show them universities, polytechs and other training providers. And you'll see here in the type column that each of the training providers listed is classified as either other, poly or uni. And again, if I click on that list, I can order them based on other or university first to poly. You probably won't want to edit any of the universities because they are pretty standard. However, as we go through, some of these polytechs might be ones that your students are likely to go to. Others you might want to remove from the list if your students are not likely to go to these places, just so that the list doesn't appear quite so long. And then other training providers, once again, you can edit based on geography and where your students are more likely to go. You can keep the whole list, you can add to it, or you can keep it fairly narrow. If we go on to edit, again you have the option to decide what type it is, the name, the location. Sometimes training providers change their name, so that allows you to keep up with that. And if you'd like to create a new entry, just click on New Entry. Type the name of the education provider, the location, and choose a type, and then save it. That's brief instructions on just some of the careers setup within Career Central. Please see our other videos for instructions about subjects, subject limits, profile setup order, and page setup. Thank you.